of war, and that war is being fought by the 24,000 put writers. Right from the start and mid of the series, you see that we have the wall that is has built up around 24,000, and so far we have not been able to sustain below it convincingly. Although we had a call wall which was higher at 25,000, so the anticipation was a rally to the 25,000, but we didn't. But a good thing that find right now happening at this point in time is that writers are trying to defend this 24,000 level. And this one level is going to set up a theme for the July series, which we will discuss in our tomorrow's live webinar. So currently what we see is that support is still there. Resistance has come down to 24,100, which means what? Like your last series, which was your weekly series, last weekly series of June, we saw a good move that happened towards the end of the expiry. So there are chances that we might do some kind of a similar thing given the monthly expiry and everything. So let us see first of all where the maximum concentration of writing is going on. So if you come down, we have now cemented kind of a 24,000 place with the OI of as high as 2.5 CR. We are crawling up slowly and gradually. 24,100 is our next target. Although the writers around 24,100 call writers are more than the put writers. So we will have to see who by the end of a day or maybe midday takes over this particular zone and then it takes Nifty higher. So hence right now what we see a narrow wall, a narrow range of 24,100 to 24,000 is because of this 24,100 writer on the call side and 24,000 put writer sitting heavily. Both are sitting heavily. In between, if you see, there is resistance around about 24,100, but it is not that higher. It is building, which means what? Right now, if during the midday, if we see that 24,200, call writers are trying to surpass, let's say, for example, 2.5 to 3 CR, just a dummy example, which means what? Then our expiry would be limited, maybe in a range until and unless these writers which are at 24,000 move. So we have to be cautious of what these two, gatekeepers are doing. The one being 24,200 and the second being 24,000. Whoever leaves the gate, we will have a rally towards that side. We will have to watch. Now, if we come down to our pulse page, we'll see what is the action around these stocks happening today. Because being expiry, as I told you, we have to be cautious about all the rollovers. So we will see right now the PCR is very much in control and in mid of how the placement of our 100-point range is. So we'll have to see as the day progresses how this range expands or contracts further. If you come down right now, the persistent is one stock where there's a maximum traction. Now, that being said, there could be reason because there's a rollover going on right now. So we don't have to think of this 26% as a standalone, but this could be some part getting rolled over to the next series. Could be long, could be short. That is for us to see next day, not necessarily today. Maybe in the start of a next series, if we see that longs have rolled over in persistent, then we have to watch out. Now, if you come down, Indigo has a unwinding going on right now. It had a good long build up. We had a good rally from 4,900 to all the way 5,500. Now we are trying to just consolidate and do correction. That is normal. Ultratech Cement has the narrowest CPR. We'll see if we have any action in the CPR page. Top put writers, you can see right now we have Cipla, Trent, and Dixon. And the call writers for the Bank Nifty, surprisingly, is very near 58,100. So it might be that Bank Nifty, being a monthly expiry, writers are trying to call in late. Maybe they'll try to either, give some kind of a correction or maybe they create a range. We'll have to see. There's no stocks qualifying for the volume and OI breakout. Over the day, we have to see if anything comes up over here. We have some good 7-8 stocks under the war zone. We have to keep an eye on those stocks and see what they do. If we come down on the most active open interest, we have a persistence being top, and then we have Nika, Sale, Canara Bank, and etc. We have to see how the day progresses for these particular stock, and do we have any put writing that we see. Now, if we come down to our CPR scanner, we'll see how many stocks do we have under narrow and confluence CPR. So we'll click on that. So for the narrow CPR, we have some where there's a put writing going on, but being expiry, you have to expect that some writing that we will see today and tomorrow would not necessarily be in context to the maybe a rally. It could be just a sheer writing because writer want to take advantage of premium. So we have to take this with a pinch of salt, and this is for everywhere that you see a data of FNO. This is one thing that you have to be very much cognizant that being expiry, there are a lot of shuffling going on. So maybe if you can stay away from any June series, buying and selling, just let it be. Let the July series start. Allow the data to progress, and then you take a decision. Don't take a decision just because it's a new day and you have to take a decision. It will be then again classified into the FOMO and revenge trading. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, now if we come to see if we have anything under position intelligence, uh, idea for us to take a note of position intelligence to see if we have something low range stock which has a good open interest and there's a good volume also. Then it will be a something beyond just rollover. It will be something building up also. So currently we have some stocks which are into active conviction, and of which we see some of them are rallying and some of them are still trying to consolidate. Stealth plus volume alert. This is what I want to see. We have some stocks which are surprisingly with the very low pricing and with a good open interest, possibly rollovers. So we'll keep an eye if some of these stocks come into the volume kind of a breakout. So I will pay attention today and tomorrow only if I see a volume breakout along with the open interest buildup. Why? Because we are into expiry rollover. Okay, let's be very much careful and also keep an attention to these stocks where the lower range is happening and the maybe we'll have to see the chart of this particular stock to understand if it is on the long side or the short side. Okay, just keep an eye on that for the day. Okay, so this is right now what we have for the day. We'll keep an eye on how the day progresses and then decide for the expiry. Thank you.